What's up guys, it's McNulty here. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are all doing well. And today we have the Covenant Summon. So we've got two new 5 stars to look at. But just before we get to that, I just want to share something with you. I'm totally over the moon and stoked about this. I grabbed a couple of coins and did like literally 5 pulls. And I was lucky enough to grab this lovely lady from the Musketeers summon. So I'm super excited to get going with her, and I'm definitely going to be doing some testing and see how she does on defense and just see what those skills are like. I was never lucky enough to get Bastet, but I believe she's going to be better just in terms of the damage that she does and her skills. So yeah, stoked about that. Absolutely stoked. She's definitely going to be the next one coming up. So we have 2 new heroes. We're going to go ahead and have a look at them and just look at this absolute behemoth from the underworld. So we have 2 new heroes. We've got Brimstone, who's looking absolutely ghastly and monstrous. And then we've got this little guy who's like maybe Hurricane's little cousin. Tremor. So 2 heroes with absolutely brilliant names, Brimstone and Tremor. They're featured alongside some absolute brilliant heroes as well. We've got Ferris in here. We've got Barkley, who's insane, and probably one of the best cards in the game. That art is just insane. And obviously Grandma Ninja, who is an absolute G, and she's performing really, really well. I've seen her in a lot of the top alliances on their defense teams and on their attack teams as well. So a really good selection that we've got in here. Now, let's take a look at Brimstone first, just because he looks insane. So first of all, he is a fire hero. He is a construct hero as well. So he's the 3rd construct hero that we've seen. The construct family, as we know now, has a construct core, and this core gets charged every time the character receives damage from normal attacks or special skills. Now, each core seems to be slightly different. So the core for Brimstone is going to be a destructive core, which, I mean, it looks pretty fitting, to be fair. So this destructive core activates each time they cast their special skill, and with a fully charged destructive core, he deals 180% damage to all enemies. The damage is scaled by the amount of charge in the core, and the charge is exhausted when the core is activated. That makes perfect sense. Even though it doesn't seem like it does, it makes perfect sense. The art on this guy is just insane. I mean, he looks incredible. You can see his spinal cord going up there. He's like got lava running through his body. He's got that club, those insane horns. You know, whoever's doing this one has done an excellent job. We want more cards like this, please. He looks incredible. Maybe some 4 stars. I know what somebody mentioned that there's some good 4 stars coming out, but I don't want to sort of break the ice. I really like to look at the heroes when they come into the game. Maybe I'm a bit old school in that respect, but I mean, I usually have some idea, but I do like to see them as they come out. Now, Brimstone is of the Barbarian class. Not much to say about that. He gets a chance to inflict bleed damage. Big whoop, nothing special there. Now, stats-wise, we're looking at 929 attack, which is pretty damn high. 894 in the defense, which is again absolutely excellent, and 1734 in the health. So I think next to these construct heroes, they are second only to the Opera family at the moment in terms of their team power. So his stats are just insane. His special skill is going to be running at average speed, and it's called Infernal Flames. Very fitting. He deals 200% damage to all enemies at average speed. Remember, you've got the construct core, which is a destructive core as well, and it activates every time he casts his special, and that can cast an additional up to 180% damage to all enemies. So I mean, just adding those two together, it seems like if he's got a fully charged core, you're going to be dealing a heck of a lot of damage. It's like 380% damage to all enemies, which is great. Sorry, guys. Got to breathe. I forgot to breathe. Okay, so that is pretty good straight away. Now he summons an infernal fiend, sorry, for all enemies. And the fiend damages its target with 80% attack every turn. So if that's not enough that he's just hit you for quite a decent amount of damage to all, this fiend is going to damage you with 80% attack every turn, which is extremely high. The Infernal Fiend absorbs healing and disappears when absorbing a healing amount equal to 35% of its target's max health. So that's a pretty beefy fiend as well. You're going to need a deep heal to be able to get rid of that fiend. And when summoned, the Infernal Fiend gives minus 54 defense against fire for its target for as long as the target has Infernal Fiends. The effect can't be cleansed because it's attached to the fiend. And all allies get plus 86% defense against ice for 3 turns. Wow. This guy's incredible. I mean, it might not seem a lot with that 200% damage, but you add the construct, the destructive construct to that, and it definitely adds up. Plus, you get that 929 attack stat, which is humongous. And then those fiends. I mean, you've got the fiends from the Monster Hunter family, which start low and increase, but I think they only get up to a maximum of 75%. He's just doing 80% damage from the fiend right away. Plus, the fiend is giving elemental defense down at minus 54%, which is huge. And then he's beefing up the defense against ice, so it's going to be that much harder to take him out. He's a great hero, man. I mean, he's not really like a defensive hero. I mean, he would go great on a defense team, but what I mean is he doesn't have any sort of defensive characteristics which are going to help him survive. But you put him alongside 1 or 2 other support heroes and he's going to wreak absolute havoc on the team. So fantastic hero, excellent art, and I really want this guy. He just looks insane. So a fantastic fire hero. Now, the other featured hero that we've got is Tremor. Reminds me of that movie with Kevin Bacon, Tremors. I don't know if you watched that, like a cult classic. Had nothing to do with monkeys though. So he's from Planet of the Apes. I'm just thinking of the name. The art on this one's not quite as good. Still not bad though. But yeah, just nowhere near what we just saw. I mean, wow. Seriously. Anyways, Tremor's an ice hero, also a 5-star hero. You can see the difference in the team power there. He's about 10 lower. So his stats are still pretty good though. 881 attack, 939 on the defense, and nearly 1700 on the health. So really, really good stats across the board. Now he's part of the Jungle Hunter family, where they get the bonus with an increased HP, depending on how many of these Jungle Hunter heroes you have. And then they get a perk in the Monster Hunter Island event. And I'm not so sure about that event. I mean, it's okay. It's kind of fun and it's a little bit quirky as well. But yeah, I'm not sure that it works that well in comparison to some of the other events and event types that we have in the game. Now he gets the Hunter's Mark, which is where they cast that 150% or 150 damage to the target, and that can stack. And he gets the Hunter's Vigor secondary passive skill, where when he casts his special, he gets plus 20% attack for 3 turns. That is a really good secondary passive, and it can be active in addition to other effects that alter attack, so it can stack on top of other attack up effects, which is really good as well. Now his special skill, it's called Protective Stance. Take it, it's going to have something to do with protection. He's running at fast speed, which we like to see. Now at fast speed, and this is an interesting mechanic, I have read it before, but all allies recover 400 health after 3 turns. It sucks that it doesn't happen straight away. If the effect is removed before the duration ends, he recovers 700 health instead. So real basic. He casts a buff. If the buff fires after 3 turns, it's going to heal everyone for 400. If it's dispelled within the 3 turns, then it's going to heal everyone for 700. But if he dies, nothing happens. That's the thing. He could cast his special, die, and nothing has happened. And that is the big problem. I'll get to that after the second part of his special. Now, the caster also deals 400 damage to all enemies after 3 turns, not straight away. But if the effect is removed before the duration ends, he deals 700 damage instead. Now, that this is just, I'm not even sure how to start with this one. The problem with this hero, as far as I can see it, is that he casts 2 separate buffs, one which deals damage and one which heals the team, which is fantastic. I mean, you don't get many damage dealing healers, except for somebody like Aramis, who's absolutely crazy, hits 3 and boosts health, and gives ailment immunity. But with this guy, there's no immediate effect. So if you tile dump into him, let's say you put like a few tiles, say you've got green stack against him, you've got 2 matches, and then he fires off. You've got 3 more turns. You've got 3 more turns to make that next match. And that's the problem, because if you make that next match, most teams that are built in stacks of 3 or 4 should be able to kill a side once the heroes get charged. So if you follow what I mean, the problem with this guy is that he opens himself up to being attacked. So I would say that he's like a fast hero who's actually not a fast hero. He's a fast hero, but he's actually a slow hero, if that makes sense. So that to me seems like the problem with Tremor. I might be completely wrong. Like, I might come up against this guy and he might just completely wipe me out because I forget about what's going on, and I dispel him. There are a lot of attackers who dispel first, or a lot of attackers who dispel afterwards. So you've just got to be careful when you're facing this guy. But I think that if you are careful, that there are many ways to be able to counter the effects of Tremor. I'm just trying to think if there's anyone who makes cast buffs undispellable, because that would be something. I mean, other than I'm sure there's someone who does it, and please let me know who it is. But I'm just thinking of like the Clash of Knights heroes, like Ludwig, for example, who you can make the cast buff undispellable. I mean, if you find somebody who can do that for him, that would make a perfect synergy. But as he is, I think that, I mean, I'm just going to say it, I don't think he is that great of a hero. I hate saying that. But yeah, the other passive, the stack, where he gets plus 15% attack against the weaker element. I mean, he's just not somebody that I can figure out how you would really use him that well. It's kind of like that blue magic hero, the one that boosts health on the first charge and then reduces the max health on the second charge. I can't even remember her name now. But she's also been not quite as effective as I'd hoped. So I'm hoping that Tremor's not going to follow the same suit. But I think you've got to be a little bit careful with him. And that's pretty much enough said. I'm not the hugest fan of Tremor, even though I think, yeah, it's a pretty cool effect, the fact that he heals and does damage at the same time, only that he takes a while to do it. So that's pretty much it for these heroes. I mean, I'm super excited about the heroes that are featured in this portal. I think it's a great portal to summon in, and I think this guy is somebody that you should definitely be looking for. I don't have him yet, but I would love to grab him, because he can reflect status ailments and negative stacks, and it runs for 4 turns, which is a turn longer than Kitty's. And I think he's just an absolute superstar as well. But yeah, if you're going to pull in this portal, I would say absolute G. Incredible hero as well there in Ferris. Great hero Mayo and Knee. Barkley's insane. And Dabria and Tremor, not as much as the others, but still probably pretty good heroes. So thank you guys for watching, and I wish you guys all the best in your summons. Please drop us a like and subscribe if you find the videos helpful. And also drop me a comment, drop me a few comments. Let me know what you think about these heroes. And I look forward to seeing you all again next time. Bye for now.